Hey guys, Zen here, and today I'm going to bring you guys something pretty new that honestly no one's even talking about, and it is the Oceana Regionals that just happened yesterday. And if you look at this real quick, this is our top 8. Yeah, Vegeta's down here, and Jiren is all the way up here. So if you're excited as much as I am to dive in, break down these deck lists, and see what the heck just happened in this meta shift, then don't forget to like the video, consider subscribing, and let's jump into it with what I assume is 8th place right here with Ryan F's deck list. It's an Android deck list, and honestly, just from the look of it, it looks like a pretty standard deck list. It is running the Trunks Future, which works really good with this deck, especially if you could get this on curve, or even when you have an energy marker. That way playing your Trunks gets that effect to pop off. Actually, if you have energy marker, then it won't activate that effect, so you want to play it on curve when you have 4 energy yourself, actual energy. But yeah, everything else looks pretty standard. It does run the 4 Kames that give you 10 combo, 10k combo, 3 Brolys, 3 double androids, 3 of our self-awakeners. That's pretty interesting. 2 big bang attacks, 4 destructive strengths, 1 cell junior, and everything else is pretty standard. Standard stuff for an Android deck list. Shout out to you, Ryan F, for placing in the top 8. Moving on, let's check out the 7th spot. And again, I think there's not another Vegeta in the top 8, which might be the reason why Jiren did so well, right? But let's check this out. This is for Max K. They got 7th place, I assume, with their Vegeta deck list. And this one is a little spicy. It's a little different than what you'd expect. For example, there's no Sinister Sickles. Instead, we have 2 Absolute Lightnings right here, 1 Gallic Gun, 3 critical Vegetas. The numbers are kind of all over the place, and I am all for it. We do have 4 Videls to help us synergize, you know, that peel-off engine. Any of our 3 cost or lower Earthlings can come back. Speaking of 3 cost or lower Earthlings, we do have a Future Trunks here, which I personally love this card. It hasn't really seen too much play. Well, obviously it is right now in the top 8 Oceana Regional, but since set 1 or even set 2. But this is so strong going into something like Mai here. You can bounce back double androids if you wanted to. Not sure if you actually would want to do that, but the point is you could bounce back up to like a 6 cost back to their hand. They can't use it. Really good value there. They are running 2 copies of Pan, 10k combo, but it helps you cycle through your deck. The 4 peel-offs is a must. Honestly, I'd be pretty surprised if we don't get something for this guy real soon. Everyone keeps talking about him. 3 double strikers and 3 secret rare Vegetos. But yeah, you guys, I think Vegeta's kind of fallen off, maybe, at least in that part. Dragon Ball communities and players. Moving on, let's go check out, what is this, the 6th place by Joshua A, and yo, they ran Bardock. Bardock placed better than Vegeta. I'm just gonna let that marinate for you guys. But yeah, this is a solid deck list. They're running 4 copies of the secret rare. Pretty expensive. 4 Bardocks. 4 of these Bardocks, surprisingly. Are they running the other one? Yep, 4 copies of this Bardock. This is a Bardock heavy deck list because Bardock is just so good. 3 copies of Hercule, which can help you bounce back these Para brothers. How many energy marker manipulators do we have? We have 4 copies of the Son Goku GT, 4 copies of the Kakarot, of course, our secret rare, and I think that might be it, honestly. And yeah, pretty strong card. I personally just really like Bardock because it becomes a 25k leader when you swing, and it can help you scry through the top of your deck, right? So that way, if it's the next card that you would potentially draw doesn't benefit you at all, guess what? You can just bottom deck it, and that way get that much closer to the cards that you actually need. And yeah, there you go. 6th place at the last regional. Now here is the 5th place, Andrew N here with an Android deck list, and everything about this, ooh, wait, I take that back. This is spicy. Everything about this is a pretty standard deck list. However, we do have 1 cell here, and then what is this? A Tien Shinhan. On play, place 1 card from your life into your drop, and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards with the cost 4 or less and KO it. I wonder what going into what decks, into what opponents did this Tien Shinhan actually see play. I'm very interested in knowing that. It does cause you to drop, you know, your life into your to send your life into your drop. However, with our double androids here, that's not that much of an issue, especially if the card we just sent is an android. We can just cycle that back into our energy. And then we have 2 Awakeners right here, Self-Awakeners, as well as 4 copies of the 10k Android 17 combo. This is a very interesting deck list, not gonna lie. This is what I'm talking about. We're finally starting to see a little bit of a deviation from the typical Android deck list. We have the one copy of Sun Gohan that KOs, a 4 cost, 2 Krillins, and yeah, everything else is pretty standard. 2 Cell Juniors, and yeah, pretty spicy deck list, that's for sure. Now we're moving on to top 4, and here's the 4th place Android deck list by Yun Y. And let's see here, they are running 2 copies of this secret rare Sun Gohan Youth. And this might be the best performing Android. I don't know if there's another Android before this or after this, I mean, but we'll find out in a sec. That's very interesting. That means their leader can swing for 50k. I mean, it makes sense, you guys. Out of all the leaders, the green leaders, to get this secret rare, I would have to argue that, like, yeah, Android 17, double androids definitely could use that. They ramp so quickly with their 4-cost double androids. On top of that, who else do we have that helps us ramp? We have our destructive strength here, 3 copies of Broly, 3 double androids, the double strikers right here, 4 copies of our drawing Android 18, which is pretty good, honestly, to help us cycle through our deck. And yeah, this right here, this is what I live for. I'm so happy to see this Sun Gohan Youth secret rare finally seeing some play, and this high of a caliber of play, to be honest. Top 4 at a regionals with this, pop off, buddy. And here is the 3rd place. Okay, so it is another Android. This is Jared T with their Android deck list. Let's see if they got anything spicy here. And nah, it is a staple. I guess Jared coming in saying you don't need anything new to the formula. Just throw in a couple trunks and call that new and call it a day. This is pretty solid. You have your 3 copies of Broly here, as well as your 2 copies of double android. So I guess the idea of this deck is to get as many of these 20k bodies on board and swing with that. But yeah, pretty solid, pretty strong. Now we're going into the top 2, you guys. And yo, listen, how many androids is that? We're gonna count at the end of this to see how many androids that was. That feels like 6, to be honest, maybe 5. But yeah, this is by Aiden R with their android deck list. Let's see if there's anything special here. It's honestly looks the exact same as the other one. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it, I guess. But yeah, I think that's enough android talk. Let's go see the #1 spot by Marlon V with Jiren. I mean, I don't know if the reason they placed so well is because no one else played like blue in the top event. But man, look at this. Let's check this out. You got your 4 super combos, 2 Whis right here, 2 Hit, 1 Beerus. I'm guessing that's for board control, 3 Fua, 2 of our on-play Whis, 2 Master Roshis to help you draw. I'm guessing we have 4 Piccolo. That makes sense. 3 double strikers, 3 of our policemen, 4 Caulifla, 1 Kefla, and 4 Sun Gohan Adolescents, 4 Room Shis, 4. This just looks like a solid, staple, high value 4 copies of your super rare Jiren deck list. We have 2 copies of Kamehameha and then 1 Sphere of Destruction. And this thing right here was piloted all the way to 1st place. Shout out to everyone here and all their, all these players. Amazing job. But with that being said, we have 5 androids. So that tells us in the Oceana region, at least, they really prioritize green, specifically androids. They like ramp. 5 green androids to the 1 Vegeta, 1 Bardock, and the winning Jiren. But yeah, there you guys have it. Let me know what you think about this quick Oceanic regional meta breakdown with each of these deck lists. Are you surprised at all, or are you finally happy that we're starting to see some new spicy decks? And are you going to change up your decks in any way now that we kind of broke these down? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.